I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard, and make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
if Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video.
I really hope this works out. We are on a three-way call with our good friend Mike, and we are going to break down SummerSlam 2018.
And this isn't our first three-way, just so you guys know.
And it won't be the last. Depending on how long this goes.
Hitch has good memories for us.
Oh, Hitch. Good old Hitch.
No one's going to get that.
We've also...
we do. That's all that matters.
We've also already gone longer than I would on a normal basis, so we're solid. We're rolling.
Yep, 45
wow.
seconds, 52 seconds.
Yeah,
53.
tough crowd. All right.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
SummerSlam.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about SummerSlam 2018 with our guest Mike from California. Let's kick off with the pre-show. Who saw the pre-show?
Rusev is the best. Lana #1.
Okay, so did they win? I'm not even sure the results.
No, they didn't. They lost.
Oh, damn.
Almas and Vega defeated Lana and Rusev.
And that went a whopping 7 minutes. Woo.
Yeah, that's like the whole pre-show. They have 2 hour pre-show, but they only have 7 minutes on the pre-show.
Right.
And that's a long time to a lot of people, okay?
True. We have established that already.
Anything over 7 seconds is a long time to Shane.
All right.
Why would you need to go 3 or 4? Anyway, Cruiserweight Championship match: Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak.
That was really good. Really, really good. It surprised me. I know you guys didn't see it, so it was really good. It's just the Cruiserweight division, like I've said 100 million times when we do these, it's just all the heavyweight guys can do what they do, so it's really not that special.
Mm-hmm.
They just have guys that are 205 pounds. When your Intercontinental Champions are 205 pounds, it's kind of doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Just it's a belt they put on the pre-show and they hide it on the internet. It's NXT, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just sad that those guys bust their ass too, and they don't get the respect they deserve.
Yeah, when you look at the difference, I was recently watching Road Wild from 1997 because randomly I was like, oh, I'm gonna figure out what WCW was doing in August of '97, and it was shocking Road Wild. So I'm like, well, shit, I've already committed. But it is amazing the difference between when you watch the Cruiserweight match in that versus now. There actually is a separation back then in '97 when the Cruiserweights were legit Cruiserweights, and then every other match felt a little bit different from it, as opposed to now where pretty much everyone does the same thing.
Yeah, because the WCW, your top guy was Hogan and Nash and Goldberg, and they can't do those things that Rey Mysterio and Jericho and Benoit could do. So, but now you have Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and that are all heavyweights.
AJ Styles.
Yeah. AJ Styles. They can all do what those 205 Live guys can do, so it doesn't really make it special anymore. You know what I mean? It just takes away they should just be guys that wrestle. There's a Cruiserweight title, but they wrestle everybody else too. And I think it would make that belt matter more. Like if you had Finn Balor become the Cruiserweight champion, or you had Seth Rollins become the Cruiserweight champion, it would make that mean more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, Alexander beat Gulak easily.
No, it wasn't easy.
I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, it made sense to me. I'm like, oh, he did? Oh, okay. I actually did not realize there were 3 pre-show matches, so I was fast-forwarding and saw the one that was close to the end, and I'm like, oh, this must be the only pre-show match.
All right, so talk about the only pre-show match that Shane gives a shit about. Raw Tag Team Championship match, The Revival versus The Bitch Team.
B Team.
Oh, my bad.
B is for best. B is for best.
So I don't know how long the B Team has had this music for. The time that I saw it, the first time was on Raw. Okay, so
Raw before.
Annoys the shit out of me. I liked their old music. I get it though. I really get it. The fans were doing the whole B team thing. My 4-year-old was doing it. He was all excited. It kind of irritates me, and I feel like they're just going to be kind of made a mockery of, and then eventually fade away, and they'll be no better than Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder eventually, which sucks because I feel like they were really on to something. I like their promos. A little bit later, there's a promo backstage, and it's fucking hilarious. I like their gimmick, what they're doing, but I just feel like it's going to be made more of a mockery. And clearly by their entrance, you can tell. So, is what it is.
They're 2018's. They're basically 2018's Rhino and who was that other guy? I forget his name.
Slater.
Oh
Slater.
Yeah, he's Slater. Yeah, yep.
They're basically that new gimmick, the comedy duo that's gonna win the titles, and then eventually the gimmick is gonna wear out. I got kids. It eventually wore out. No one gave a shit because he didn't. And these guys eventually, unfortunately, will fade out just the same.
But the revival looked really good. They looked really old school, working one body part. I was very impressed by the revival. But Bo Dallas and Axel are good workers. I feel bad for them because they're both really good workers, and Curtis Axel especially has been in a shitty spot since he pretty much got called up, and it's just. They don't know what to do with them, and if those two were anywhere else, like say they were in Japan or TNA, they would be big time players, and WWE just has such a loaded roster right now that they don't know what to do with anybody, and it's sad, but that's just the way it is right now.
Moving right along, we have the IC Championship match between Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler.
A great way to start off SummerSlam, 22 minutes long, which I was pretty surprised they got that much time. I love Seth Rollins' attire. He had like a Thanos type theme going on. I thought it was a great match and went way longer than I expected.
Only thing I didn't like was the finish because it should have been Dolph Ziggler. Why would put the belt on him now and then all of a sudden take it off of him and put it on Rollins? It's dumb, stupid booking. But the match was fucking amazing. That dragon suplex off the fucking top rope was amazing. I was like, holy shit. My wife's looking at me like, are you retarded? I was like, that's a crazy bump to take. Crazy bump to take. And I was impressed. Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins are really good, great wrestlers, and it was an amazing match. But I just don't understand the booking there. Why take the belt off of Dolph when he has a hot thing going right now, and that belt means more right now because of Brock Lesnar not having that Universal title on there for basically a year. So the Intercontinental title became the title for Raw. So why not? Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense to me. I understand that Seth Rollins is like one of your guys' top guys and all that, but it just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, so watching this match, holy shit balls, McGraw. Fuck, dude. This thing was awesome. This was great. This is like perfectly matched people right here. Like, styles make fights in some sense, but at this point, these guys just have the right pace, the right connection. They've probably been working hundreds of house shows together at this point, but it's just phenomenal. The way they worked together was great. The only thing that did bug me a little bit was that because of the commentators, they were really trying to say that Rollins had a busted knee or his knee was injured through this. It didn't fucking matter. Like he landed on it and they're like, oh, he landed on that injured knee. Like he never sold it. He never fucking sold it. Like he's doing flips and stuff. And then they try to say when they kind of like do the suplex on the outside, oh, it must be because of the knee, or he ran out of ring. One of the two. So it was just like they were trying to focus on this knee and they were trying to tell a story and they didn't do a very good job. And they should have let off of it. And he wasn't selling that knee really at all at that point. So that did kind of bug me because they were trying so hard to make that knee sound like it was something special. And Rollins could give two shits. He's just going to put on a high-flying match.
Yeah.
The one thing, I don't know why this was like, I know that Dragon Suplex, is that what it's called, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that was pretty sweet, but I don't know why I thought this was so sweet. But when Seth Rollins goes for the frog splash and Ziggler puts the knees up and then rolls them up at the same time, I don't know why. I thought that was a great pinning combination. I could see a match ending that way. Not a SummerSlam match necessarily, but that's like a great way to end a match on like a Raw or something. I don't know. I just thought it was a great pinning combination.
It was really cool. And like because normally you like land on your feet, when like somebody's gonna put their knees up, but Rollins just fucking went for it. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna fucking lay out for it.
Exactly.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Bleacher Report gives it an A.
I concur.
Yep,
for effort.
I concur.
All right, then we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, The New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I like how the announcers can't figure out what to call these guys. The Bludgeons. I don't think that's the proper verbiage.
No, not at all.
Because that's an adjective, if I remember right. Play.
Look at I was just about to say that. Look at the adjective, play.
I'm not positive on this. English. I didn't take a liberal arts class, so I'm not positive on this bludgeon thing. But I'm pretty sure that doesn't make sense the way they're using it, and so they should really just come up with a different name or just call them the Brothers. But I don't know if that would be
Wyatts.
Or I don't know if calling them the Brothers when they're facing a team that's black would work or not.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I didn't really care for this match all that much. I kind of I checked out a little bit. It was a lot of high spots. I'm not really a huge fan of Harper and Rowan. Just even when they were the Wyatt brothers or whatever, part of the Wyatt family. Meh.
Family.
They're just they're good workers, but I don't know. They're just kind of there. So this was just meh for me.
I was shocked at how well they let the New Day get offense on them because they're trying to make them to be this badass unstoppable force. I was entertained by it. The New Day is one of the best tag teams in the world, and the three of them are a great mix. And the Bludgeon Brothers they're like the new Legion of Doom, Powers of Pain type of team. That when they worked the rockers and stuff like that, they gave you really good matches, and that's pretty much what this was, a throwback to a 1980s rockers versus Powers of Pain or Demolition type match.
Nice. Well, that's why we bring you on, Mike.
Well, Harper does a pretty good job, and he's got some athleticism.
Yeah,
and
Harper's badass. Rowan's
but Rowan, he's kind of, I'm not gonna say he's clumsy because I cannot do any of this shit. But they had this great they were trying to do these high spots to everybody on the outside. Everybody's just coming over the ring and doing these big things. And then his thing was he kind of just ran along the side and just fell on Big E. That was kind of that was his best move.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So it was just kind of
he just steps off the apron basically.
Yeah, and he just kind of falls on Big E. It's you got all these big moves. He kind of felt out of place in some of it.
That, yeah.
And then the ending was, I don't care about the DQ finish, but I could not get over how shitty those little mallets look. They clearly look like a Halloween fucking mallet from Thor or something. It's a Thor hammer. It looks plasticky as shit. And they're still using their hand to cover up the end like you would with what Triple H did with the sledgehammer. Mm-hmm. And they're still using their hand to kind of wrap it so the impact is not straight on. They're using their hand as a cushion. And I'm but it looks plastic as shit. Or foam. It still looks like foam as shit. Why are you still protecting it when you're it's foam? This is when you swing like crazy and make it look like it's something. I don't know. It's probably a squeaky toy. Seriously, they hit him.
What type of squeak was that?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not a human squeak toy.
I guess you would know the sound better than I would, but...
Are you calling me fat?
No, you have dogs, and I don't. I have cats,
oh, okay.
And they tear shit up, so there it is.
Maybe I make that noise when I do other things, Shane.
Oh, man.
Next, we have Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in the match of the night.
Woo! The first of a couple squash matches.
Yep. That was a great way to use second Universal Champion just get squashed. I understand that Braun's supposed to be a monster, but come the fuck on. Kevin Owens is one of your top stars. Let's just squash him at the second biggest show of the year. Let's do that. That's a great booking idea.
One thing, I don't know whose idea it was, but one thing that I thought was kind of smart was Kevin Owens having the KO in the bank shirt. Because I was like, oh, no way is he going to have a new shirt and lose this. And, well, he fucking has a new shirt and he loses. So there we go. I'm like, all right, that swerved me.
That happened with Dolph Ziggler for me. because his tights had the IC belt. I'm like, well, there's no way he's gonna have new tights with an IC belt on it, like Rick Rude.
That's
and
true.
Not keep
yeah.
and not keep the title. And I'm like, and then he lost, and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so I actually, when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, okay. I get what they're trying to do. And then it kind of made me think, like, oh, okay, maybe they do have plans for him at the end of the night. And then when we get there, I'll elaborate more on this. But that's what gave me the impression.
Yeah,
that they were going to have more plans for him. But at the same time, it was a little like, did it really have to be at Kevin Owens' expense? I don't know. But I do have an issue with it, but we'll talk more about it later. So next, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Carmella. Dun, 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 dun.
You see Charlotte's new enhancements?
Oh, man. She went bigger. I was like,
bigger.
Holy fuck.
Okay, so it wasn't my imagination.
No.
Okay, because I heard she had an injury that one of them popped. So apparently now her idea is to make them bigger.
Right, yeah, because that makes sense.
Her fall.
No clue.
And like they're really, and like now her top is like fucking, dude, those are almost a uniboob at this point.
Oh,
like
man.
they are squeezing so fucking hard together. It's insane. Oh man. Carmella, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. Solid match overall. I actually did kind of laugh at how stupid this was. But when Carmella slaps Becky Lynch in the back of the head and then lays down on the ground holding her head, like, and pretending that it was Charlotte that hit Becky Lynch in the back of the head, I did laugh. It kind of had Eddie Guerrero flashbacks for me a little bit with all the shit that he used to do. And I thought that was kind of interesting. The one thing I just don't like about female heels, and maybe even some guys do this too, but I just don't like the constant screaming at each other in the fucking ring. It's like they can't perform any moves, so the best thing they're doing to fill time is to stand over the top of them and scream at them. Like, you're never going to be champion! And just slapping her and just screaming the whole time. I'm like, that doesn't make you a heel. That just makes you dumb. Like, I just don't find it heelish or anything special at all. I don't know why she does it. I've noticed Alexa Bliss does it, Carmella anyway, and Alexa Bliss does it as well. They do a lot of yelling, a lot of fucking yelling.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey was kind of doing it in the match later on.
But hers was a little bit different and it made me laugh. So
yeah, that's true. I thought this was a great match. I thought it was funny. Like, everyone really wanted Becky to win, so it was perfect for her to I guess kind of turn heel, even though she got like a huge pop from it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked the ending. How she had, I can't remember what the armbar submission's called that Becky had on Carmella, and then Charlotte Flair gives her the
Disarm her.
Natural selection. The what?
To disarm her.
Oh, disarm her. Okay, yeah.
Is it creepy of me to think like I would really like to sniff Carmella's arm afterwards?
No, not at all. Not at all.
A little weird. Just a little.
Okay. I just always, when I see guys pick up other guys, like in a scoop slam, and I'm like, man, your arm is right there holding that dude's balls.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, that's got to be weird. But then, like, when I see the disarmer, I'm like, wow, like, you are jammed. Your arm is just right up her twat. Like that's got to feel weird. Anyway, go ahead. That's my analysis.
Perfect.
It was all right. I don't know. It's just a normal Charlotte and Becky Lynch three-way that they have. They just put somebody else in there. But it was cool to see Becky finally turn. I think that this could do something big for her. Charlotte being champion 999 times. I get it. She's the best they have. She's the best they have. I get why she's champion. But I was enjoying Carmella as champion. It was fun.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
They got rid of Ellsworth fast. Ellsworth just disappeared. He just kind of like came back, and then they just kicked him right back out again.
Yeah, just for a short period of time.
It was weird. I guess the experiment didn't work.
He's entertaining. I don't know why they don't keep him.
But to go back to Mike's point though about her being the 269th champ, like when they announced her 7-time women's champion, I was like, holy shit! Like I felt like I was like, that's just amazing. 5 of those times where we're switching it back and forth with Sasha.
Yeah.
Like,
because they said Sasha's like a 6-time champion.
Wow, it just blew me away when they said 7-time, and like she's tied with Trish Stratus. I'm like, but does that really count? Like, this is like comparing Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds. This is the steroids and fat white guy. I mean,
exactly. There's no comparison.
Not that Trish Stratus is a fat white guy.
No, for 42 years old, or 43, whatever she is. Man. Whew.
Yeah, she's actually got hotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, next we have the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe in the rematch from TNA.
And this was very TNA, and I enjoyed it a lot.
It's hard not to.
Next match.
Hey, whoa.
These are the 2 best wrestlers on the roster. What are you doing?
It's really hard not to call an AJ Styles match the match of the night. I feel like I'm half biased, but this one I found the most entertaining, and it was awesome. I thought it was really well done.
I think it's the second best match of the night.
Who would you put at number 1?
Miz and Bryan.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I would probably say 1 and 2. I would have those flipped.
My number 1 would have been just real quick. My number 1, the match of the night for me is Rollins and Ziggler. But okay, this one was solid. This one was solid for the most part. This is just my personal thing. I don't really find the storyline of talking shit about some dude's wife and kid and shit while they're sitting there. It reminded me of old Bret Hart shit and stuff where the Hart family would always get involved and shit. And like Davey Boy Smith and Shawn Michaels. I never really liked those type of storylines, and like the kid's right there, like, and it just didn't seem like a very necessary thing. Like, these guys got a history. Yeah, it may not be WWE history, but they got a big history against each other in TNA. I mean, it feels like there's just a better approach. I don't really care for like, oh, I'm gonna be your daddy tonight. Like, ooh.
But it would be like,
yeah, okay,
me and Shane having a match and like saying that shit to Marlene. It's kind of like the same idea because they're all buddies. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I didn't like that shit either. I was just watching the match. I was just like, this is fucking awesome. But all that shit does take away from it. They should just have had AJ Styles and Joe hate each other from 10 years ago, and they have always had this rivalry, and Joe's here to fucking beat him because he beats him all the time. Or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just, but that shit does take away from it. But I get,
yeah,
it's probably AJ and
agree.
Joe who came up with that shit, though.
They came up with it?
I would think so. AJ came up with the fucking Claire Lynch shit.
Well, he has to. I mean, at that point, you can't just not like WWE's going to make him bring his wife and kid there. He's got to be pretty with it for the most part. He's not going to be like, yeah, okay, my kid's here and my wife's here. What are we going to do? So, but overall, I thought solid match.
I see what you mean. They could have just focused more on the rivalry between the two, but I think for what they were trying to accomplish, it worked. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked the build, and maybe it's because it reminded me a lot of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
That's what I thought too.
I am shocked this went 23 minutes long, and I thought it was fantastic. I love The Miz. I hate Daniel Bryan. And so it just worked, and it was awesome. And the fact that Miz won made it even better.
So my biggest takeaway from this match is those ugly ass fucking Seahawks fucking tights that fucking Daniel Bryan was taking, and it fucking took away everything for me because I hate the fucking Seahawks with a passion, and for him to come out in that shit, I was like, I hope fucking Miz fucking kicks your fucking ass. And Daniel Bryan's one of my favorite wrestlers, but last night I wanted Miz to fucking kick his head in.
Mike's just mad because the Seahawks are actually a good team.
No, we're good this year. Okay, we're gonna win.
And they're a better franchise.
We got 5 Super Bowls
in the NFC West.
We got 5 Super Bowls.
Greatest franchise in the NFC West.
5 Super Bowls. 5 Super Bowls. Seattle has 1.
So one thing we forgot to talk about was AJ Styles' badass Undertaker type tights.
Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he was playing off of. He had the gloves that were purple. The boots looked almost just like the Undertaker boots. Did they?
Yeah, it had the buttons on the side.
Oh, damn, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so it was definitely Undertaker. I thought that was badass. I thought that was really cool. So now back to Daniel Bryan's tights.
Overall, I thought it was a pretty solid match as well. I love fucking Daniel Bryan's masochistic fucking nature, apparently just wanting to get kicked in the chest and shit. Like, there's hulking up, and then there's just like, just like lunging into these kicks and shit. He was turning red. I was like, wow, that's pretty solid, man. Way to just go with it. You haven't learned anything, have you? I can't get a concussion in my chest anyway. But
I can internally bleed, but who needs that? Who cares?
Yeah, but who cares?
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Oh man.
I personally, like Shane, I don't really get the hype over Daniel Bryan. Yeah, he's a great indie darling, and he does have solid matches for the most part. Why he gets propelled above everybody else?
Because he's amazing.
No, he's not.
But my problem with Daniel Bryan, and it was so apparent in this match, it was making me cringe, is the fact that everything that he does is so over the top. Like, all of his offense is like, if it was a legit competition, I get that it's not, but if it was, every single thing that he's doing, almost like it, I don't know if it exposes the business, but it's so over the top that it's just eye rolling. He does like the drop kicks to the corner. He does the yes kicks. He does like all this stuff that's so over the top. And then, like Matt said, I'm glad you brought it up, when he's fucking hulking up, I'm like, come on, dude, like everything. And then like it brings me back to when we went to WrestleMania, when it was in California, and he's doing Santa Clara, at Levi Stadium, and he's doing the headbutts on top of the ladder to Dolph Ziggler. That shit just drives me fucking crazy. And it was
before? Headbutt hurts.
Yeah, exactly. But they were headbutting each other like 30 times consecutively. So it's like one headbutt, not in the shoulder. And so in this match, there were so many, it was a decent match. Daniel Bryan's okay, he's pretty solid, but there's so much stuff that just looks so goofy that he does, and that's what drives me crazy. Like, he could wrestle so differently and like more technical, and I think I would buy it. But this match to me was a clear example of why he's
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
I don't really care for him.
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Yes, okay. I get that he does things like tuning up the band in the corner.
The other guy that's your favorite wrestler of all time. He's the most cartoonish motherfucker out there, and we're like complaining about fucking Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And you were an Enzo Amore fan.
I don't get it. This doesn't make sense to me.
That guy did a rooster dance.
I was an Enzo Amore fan because of his mic skills. But yes, I will give you The Rock. And it makes me laugh when I go back and watch his matches, because I'm like, why did I like this guy? He like stands for everything that just makes me annoyed about wrestling now, like Daniel Bryan. And he does it all. His punches, his kicks, everything is so over the top. But I don't know. I bought into it when I was 9, so it's different. It works. Now I'm just like, fuck, it's annoying.
Well, my problem is with Bryan is somewhat a little bit like what Shane was saying, but he basically seems like, to me, he's the indie John Cena. He has the same like 6 moves.
Watch him in Ring
Every
of
time
Honor.
I watch him, he has to set up for this. Okay, well, I don't feel like going back there. All right, I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about what he did back then when he actually.
Now he collects a paycheck. Now he's smart.
Now. But he does the same shit. He has to set up like the same thing that Cena does. That 5-knuckle shuffle shit. The fucking everything else that Cena does. The shoulder tackles. It's the same shit. He has to line him up in the corner to do those drop kicks. To do the stupid yes kicks. It's like the same thing because it gets over. It's really big with a lot of people when you do those repetitive natured things. That's why John Cena does it. That's why The Rock did it. I mean, Rock got literally a running elbow over as a finisher.
So
because
true.
of how ridiculously over the top it was.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get that's why they do it. It's fan service. But like Shane says, it kind of like makes it like, well, I mean, realistically, this shit's not gonna fucking work. Like, it's a dumb idea to drop kick somebody and basically land on your neck every time. To fucking if you were out in a fight, that's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. But I get why people like him. I just don't.
Yep, I agree. And one thing to add is Corey Graves' commentary in this. Holy shit, he was making me laugh. The stuff that, like, when Daniel Bryan is doing the yes kicks And Corey Graves says, "Oh, he's paying homage to the Miz's whatever the fuck he calls it, the it kicks." Yeah, that I was dying. Like the entire match, he's doing stuff like that. Like, oh look, Daniel Bryan stealing moves from the Miz. It was fucking making me laugh.
Bleacher Report gives it an A.
Ooh, nice.
I was also surprised that little carriage next to Maurice wasn't full with a fake baby. I thought they were gonna do the old fake baby trick.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Next, we have Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin.
The Demon.
This was so fucking stupid. It blew my mind. Okay, a lot of factors here. One, Constable Corbin now has become Corporate King. Or what was it? What was he called?
He's a GM now. He just got promoted today.
Whoa, spoilers.
Yeah, some of us haven't watched Raw, all right? And
in like 4 years, you haven't watched Raw.
but he basically wait, what was that? The Authority fucking when he was always wearing slacks.
Yeah,
and shit
yeah. You had it right, Corporate Kane. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's Kane.
No, Corporate Kane was from '98 and stuff. No, he was he Corporate Kane?
Yeah, it was Corporate Kane then too. Authority Kane, whatever, same thing.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. So he's wrestling in slacks. It just looks stupid.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't care what your name is. It's fucking stupid. Then Finn Balor uses his demon entity against a scrub that he's already beat. And and again, I hate this fucking demon gimmick. It is so ridiculously stupid. It does nothing. It literally does nothing. I mean, in this case, it won him a squash match. So I guess you could say it does give him a step up. But when you watch any other of his matches, he wrestles exactly the same. He just has face paint on. It means nothing. It literally means nothing in the overall scheme. Drives me nuts. And they gave it an A?
What? Okay, I don't agree with that.
Fuck yeah, they gave it an A because Baron Corbin got his ass kicked, and Baron Corbin's fucking awful. So it all adds up to an A.
I felt bad that Finn Balor had to take 10 hours to get his body painted for a minute and a half. I was like, damn, that's rough.
Well, my son was super excited that he came out and did his whole entrance and stuff. So to me, it was cool.
Worth it, yeah.
And I'm a big Finn Balor fan. So
that's all he is, though, is an entrance. That's all he is at this point. That's all people care about, anyway. All right, we have the Japanese Championship match versus Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, man. So this one was average.
Yeah.
Meh.
The crowd in this, they were feeling the exhaustion. They did not give a shit about this match. Like, not as they didn't give two shits.
The rest of the night was bleh.
Yeah, so ultimately Shinsuke wins. Randy Orton comes out to his music and then turns back around and gets paid for that.
Yeah.
The match has a
genius.
That's got to be one of the easiest paychecks of all time.
Yeah.
All right, Randy. This is what we're gonna do. After the end of the match, your music's gonna hit. You're gonna slowly walk down. You're gonna look in the ring. You're gonna turn back around and walk away. You got it?
Yeah.
Anyway, Raw Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss in the third squash match of the night.
Yep. That's all it was, just to get Ronda over.
A? They gave it an A?
What?
Oh my God, Bleacher Report, you failed this city.
You failed this city. You failed this
from Arrow.
All right.
Or Arrow, where he tells them they failed the city before he murders them. Either way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'm going with the
all right.
part of Arrow.
Not built this city. No.
Did you notice that they stole our intro, Matt? For like the theme song of SummerSlam?
No. What was that?
Now I can't even think of it. It's the
Marky Mark?
Yeah, the Marky Mark song. That was the theme song for this SummerSlam. It was making me laugh.
Good vibrations.
Good vibrations. Yeah, good vibrations was.
Good vibrations. That part?
Oh my God, no! Please stop.
I think Audacity spiked right there.
For like 20 years.
All right, so Ronda Rousey looked like an idiot.
She looked like Mantar.
Yeah. She did.
Dude. She looked like she just slammed her head in a makeup box and just and it came out. Alexa Bliss looks sexy as always.
Yep.
There's that one part where she's laying down. Then she loses to a triple armbar.
To Mantar. She lost to Mantar.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
I was waiting for Jim Cornette to come out. Very sad. No Jim Cornette.
Then we have the main event of the evening. The Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. No, this is not the greatest Royal Rumble. No, this is not WrestleMania. No, this is not WrestleMania 31. This is another match between these fuck faces.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if they, man, they gotta hate each other at this point. Like, I just got tired of seeing you pump your fist. I get tired of looking at your terrible tattoo. I mean, just one of the. Oh, what's the grade? They gave this an A? Who's smoking?
It wasn't that
The
bad.
guy who was writing this was like, A.
Everybody gets an A.
You get an A. You get an A.
You get an A. You all get an
Holy
A.
shit.
Except for, what match earlier got a
But it was a good match for what it was. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh, they gave the Strowman KO match a D, though. Fuckers. That was the best one of the night.
So on that note, I thought it was completely stupid that Braun came out because at first I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna come out, he's not gonna do the cowardly way, which he even says, like, he makes it seem like he's gonna be a part of the match, but then he goes, I will face whoever fucking wins this match. Like, okay, so that is a cowardly way, and you're just gonna stand there and watch them and then cash in at the end. That's fucking pointless. I thought they were finally maybe going to change it up. Like you said, it's the same match that we've seen WrestleMania 31, Greatest Royal Rumble, all these other fucking times. So I thought, oh, okay, here's a great way to change it up. Braun Strowman's going to walk away with the title. Nope. I guess the way that they made him not cash in, where Brock Lesnar basically beats his ass and then hucks the Money in the Bank. Okay, that works. And then he kind of gets distracted or whatever, but I don't know. I thought that was pretty lame.
I pretty much thought the same thing you did. I was like, oh, okay, so this is how they're going to change it up. They're going to make it a triple threat, and he's just going to give him the briefcase. He's ultimately going to wrestle, and then he gets out after he says, good luck to you, Roman. Good luck to you, Beastie Boy, which for some reason got a pop.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't really quite sure. I was like, okay, well, the Beastie Boys are pretty fucking sweet. Anyway.
So fuck you.
So I don't know how that's a diss. That's pretty fucking awesome. You know, and then like Roman does this goddamn Superman punch shit. Why isn't anybody telling him, you look like a moron when you do this? Like, just stick to the spear and learn something else. I don't know. Figure something else out. Because this punch looks stupid, and especially because you have to throw it 500 fucking times. You're basically a child with a remote control. You're just spamming over and over and over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Signature. Like, it just drives me nuts. Do something else. That is one of his biggest problems with in-ring work. Is that, like, he's pretty solid when he faces a solid guy like AJ Styles or something like that. He does good work. He just needs to get rid of that stupid Superman punch, and he'd probably get less flack in the ring, like, from people.
Yeah.
Doing that goddamn wrist cock thing, it makes you look like a damn idiot. Like, even the promo package, they showed him, like, up close doing it, like, like he's just stroking his wrist, and I'm like, that looks stupid. Do you not realize it? Like, do kids do that? I don't know. I can't imagine a kid doing that. Like, my childhood, my favorite wrestler flipped people off. So that's what I did. So maybe, I don't know.
Mine for people to suck it, so I'm just saying.
Yep. In elementary school, suck it.
Oh, I don't know. It just drove me nuts. I mean, it was a decent match. It went back and forth.
Yeah.
I thought Brock and him, again, two big guys just going at it, throwing each other around. It was okay. Yeah, but then Strowman just standing out there like a dipshit. And then and then getting tackled briefly by Roman falling out of the ring or whatever the hell happened. And then Brock Lesnar looks like he's just going to walk away. Then he turns around and looks at Strowman like, oh shit, I forgot my cue. And he turns back around to grab Braun, and just a guy that's fresh, that didn't even have a match, just gets picked up and he just chucks him on the ground, beats the shit out of him with a chair. And then Braun's useless. So this is the problem with that squash match from earlier with Kevin Owens. If you're going to have the squash match, okay, it looks like you're saving Braun for a match for this type of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't pull it off. So the point of the squash match now is pretty much just to bury Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
You didn't actually utilize it in any way where it's like, okay, keeping Braun fresh for the triple threat match that we're supposed to have, or that was an additional match after the thing. I was waiting. I let the whole credits go and everything. Like, I saw the thing come up. I was waiting for Braun to hit him and fucking start the match up again. No. And then all of a sudden, some stupid fucking cartoon popped up on the damn network. And I was like, wait, no, he's supposed to be the monster of men. How is he not back up by now? Fucking getting his briefcase or something. Why didn't he already turn it in? So as soon as the match, ding, 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 he's right in there. Like, it just made no sense. It was just some stupid way to diffuse a lot of people so they wouldn't boo the shit out of the match, even though they kind of did anyway. There was just this glimpse of hope that at the end of it, Strowman was going to do something. And it was like this whole thing. That was the only reason why he was out there.
So, we all know how much I love Brock Lesnar. And I'm very sad that he lost to fucking Roman fucking Reigns, who's beaten 5 times or whatever now. 5 times? But there's a meme online right now that Brock Lesnar had his shoulder up, so I need to give the belt back to fucking Brock. And, alright, for real though, this match for the big guy match was pretty good. They like you said though, they had Strowman come out there so the fans didn't fucking hijack the show. That's the reason why he was out there. Is so that fans weren't fucking chanting, "You guys suck," which they did, or fucking boo the shit out of Roman when he won, because they all had that thought that, alright, well, here comes Strowman to fucking take the thing, and then the show ends. So, Roman's a fucking failed experiment. I don't know how many times we've said this. He's a great worker, but Roman as Roman, the character they're making him portray, is failed. He's not the guy, he's not John Cena. He's not Hogan, he's not Warrior, he's not even fucking Kevin Nash. He's not Brett. He is not the guy to carry the company forward. Unless you finally turn him fucking heel and you finally make him be the guy that people want to boo. Because when The Rock turned heel, when he was getting booed as a good guy, slowly but surely he got the pops. And then he could still be the edgy Rock and still get the pops. And that's what they need to do with Roman. They need to turn him heel. Make him be this badass, immovable fucking force that just fucking destroys everyone, but doesn't give a fuck about anyone. Kind of like Brock. Yeah. Just be fucking Brock since Brock's gone. And you fucking have him destroy everyone. You fucking have him destroy every fan favorite. Have him fucking turn on Seth Rollins and fucking Ambrose, and then he goes on his own, and he just fucking wrecks shop. And he becomes the heel champion, and then finally, slowly but surely, they'll fucking start to love him because he's going to be this badass that, kind of like Strowman. Strowman was a fucking heel, and then he started fucking wrecking shop, and everyone was like, oh my god, this guy's fucking awesome. And that's what they need to do with Roman. And it'll solve 99% of their fucking problem with Roman. I understand that he sells t-shirts to little kids that think he's cool because he wears a fucking vest, but when the majority of your crowd in New York, where your fucking home base is booing the motherfucker out of the building because he just won your world title, you have problems. So, somewhere he's fucking failing. Somewhere you need to fucking rethink what the fuck you're doing with the guy. It's not Roman. Roman as a performer is doing everything Roman is asked. It's not Roman. It's fucking Vince and the creative team that's making him be something that he's not. He's not a good guy. He needs to be a heel. You can just tell by the way the guy walks, the guy acts. He's not a good person. He's a good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, his character,
Roman Reigns' character is not a good person. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody else but that belt. And that's the way they should fucking make him out.
I thought some of the stuff they were teasing with Paul Heyman on Raw was going to happen. I was like, all right, here it goes. This is perfect. I wish they wouldn't have done the bullshit that was in the ring, ultimately, and then Brock Lesnar comes out. I thought the stuff where Brock Lesnar was like, no, fuck you, we're not friends to Paul Heyman. I'm like, oh, okay. They're setting it up. They're finally going to turn Roman heel. He's going to go with Paul. Like you said, I thought exactly what you said, that he's going to be like Brock Lesnar. You're going to have Paul Heyman, you know, by your side. You're going to wreck shop, run through everybody. I thought that's exactly where they were going. And then they do the extra bullshit where he's like out there begging, and then Brock Lesnar comes out anyways. So that shit I thought was stupid, but I thought that's where they were going. Like, okay, finally they're going to listen, and nope, he still same old.
All right. Well, I think that's going to... Do we have any final thoughts? Jerry Springer? No.
Rate
NXT.
A quick rating.
Watch
NXT was pretty awesome. Quick rating. I'd give it probably a 3.2 out of 5.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 3.
I'm going to give it... the matches were really fucking good. Yeah, 3.5. I'll go with Shane.
All right.
I think Shane said 3.2, but all right.
Whatever. Tomato.
Yeah, of course.
What's 0.3?
A 5 kind of looks like a 2 backwards and upside down or some shit.
0.3 inches could be the end of days, you know?
Oh, but
Anyway. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Thanks again for joining us. According to Skype, it was April last time I talked to you.
Yeah, that sounds
really?
like WrestleMania, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Welcome back for the last time you'll be, for the next time.
Until Royal Rumble. Maybe Survivor Series.
What about the greatest Royal Rumble down under, splash down under? What are they fucking calling that show?
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure stuff out. Now that things are a little bit easier, we might be able to do things a little bit better here.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens. All right. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You're one of very few to make it to the end.
Yes, thank you very much.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Comic Movie Marks Podcast and hit the notification bell. You know, all these fucking YouTube channels say this shit, so I'm going to say it now.
Yes, it's perfect. And if you want to hear our full podcast, you can check out our podcast on iTunes or any other podcast subscription service.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.